Welcome to GRK Lectures. In this Java Lecture 3, we discuss command line arguments using which how to pass input to the Java program. Here we discuss using command line arguments how to pass input values to the Java program. So there are different ways of reading input from the Java program. These are the different ways using which we can pass input values to the Java program. The first one, using command line arguments we can pass. Next, by using scanner class, we can pass input values to the Java program. And using dialog box also we can send input values to the Java program. So using dialog box, that will be covered at the time of AWT and swings concept. And scanner class, while discussing that util package, we discuss this scanner class. And now the first method of reading command line input values is by using the command line arguments. In this lecture we discuss by using command line arguments how to read input values from the to the Java program. So command line arguments are nothing but input values given to the Java program from the command prompt. So let us see one simple example. While writing Java program, we write the main method public static void main. So whatever the input values we pass to the Java program, first those values are taken by the main method only. So in this main method, we write one argument, that is object of string class. So string is a predefined class, and that object name is a, that is of type array type. Means this object can hold multiple number of values. So assume that our program is add.java. So in order to execute the program, first we have to compile that using javac add.java. So if the compilation is successful, so then we can run the program. While running program, the command is java and class name. The class name is add, followed by how many input we want to pass to the Java program. So those input values we have to enter here. So that's why we call these values as command line arguments, because we are entering input values from the command prompt. So if this program is addition of two numbers, so then we pass two values, that is 3 and 4. So depending on our requirement, we can enter or pass any number of values as input values, either 1, 2, 3, 4, like that n values we can pass as an input to the Java program. So now here these 3 and 4 are input values, and these values will be stored so in the string object, that is a. So two values stored in the object a, that is of array type. So in the same way how generally array elements are accessed, and these elements are also will also be accessed in the same way. So now 3 4 stored in the a object array type. Now a of 0 represents 3 and a of 1 represents 4, but these a of 0 and a of 4 will not be directly used in the program as integer, because in the previous lecture I told you whatever the input values we pass to the Java program, those will be treated as Java string class objects by default. So that's why this 3 and 4 currently means when the input is given to the Java program, so these 3 and 4 are considered as string objects only, but not as integers. So in order to get integer form, these must be converted into integer representation, and this conversion will be done by the wrapper classes. Anyhow, in the next coming classes we discuss in detail about wrapper classes, but as an example here I cover only one wrapper class, that is how to convert these objects into integer representation. So these wrapper classes are used to convert object into primitive data types. So primitive data types means maybe integer, float, character, double. So these are the primitive data types. and wrapper classes will convert object into primitive data types. So in this example I am converting only that object into integer representation. In order to convert that, so this is the wrapper class, integer class we use. Integer dot parseInt. ParseInt is the static member of integer class. So this integer class and parseInt are the predefined class and method name. And whatever the object we want to convert, so that should be written as parameter to the parseInt. And once it is converted into integer representation, that value should be stored in a variable, that integer type variable. In this example I have taken int a. So let us see one example. Here a of 0 if you want to convert into integer representation, so integer dot parseInt, and for that method a of 0 is written as a parameter. So now it will convert a of 0 object into integer representation, and that integer value stored in the b variable. So in this way wrapper classes converts object into primitive data types representation. Now let us see one example program. The simple way of writing the program is open Notepad or Notepad++. So there you type the program. This is a simple program to find addition of two numbers using command line arguments. After writing the program, you save the program with the class name .java. So that is add addcom. I have taken the class name. So that's why the file name should be addcom.java. So class name is not a reserved word. We can use any name as a class name other than the keyword. So after saving the program, then you go to in your search bar on the desktop. In the search bar you type cmd and open the command prompt. So in that command prompt, go to the drive and folder where you saved this Java program. So after that you type javac and your program name. This is for compilation. So if there are no errors, then you get the command prompt again. So at that command prompt you run the program as java space and your class name, no extension. So after that you enter the values, input values you want to pass to the program. So this is addition of two numbers. That's why here I am sending two values, 4 space 5, and these two are input values we are passing to the Java program, 4 and 5. But these will not be directly considered as integer. So initially these will be stored in this string object, that is arg object. So arg of 0 represents 4, arg of 1 represents 5, but those are in the form of objects, not in the integer form. So these objects must be converted into integer form, and these two statements are converting arg of 0 converted into integer representation and stored in b integer variable. Similarly, arg of 1 object converted into integer representation and stored in one c integer variable. So after that addition of b and c, so then that addition result will be printed on the console. So this is the result of this program 4 and 5. So in this way, while executing the program using command line arguments, so at the command prompt itself, when you are running, so we can pass how many elements we want to, how many input values we want to enter. Thank you very much for watching my lecture.